Aloha, aloha, aloha. Oh my goodness, I bet you guys have missed me, the Real Trash podcast. Um, I can't do the intro video, so we are gonna do something else today, but we will figure out the intro video. So remember, this is the Real Trash podcast. And welcome to the Real Aloha. Welcome to the Real Trash podcast, where we talk about trashy subjects. Um, we talk about trashy political subjects. We talk about trashy news. We talk about anything trashy in the world, okay? And what we need to throw in the trash for this week. I kind of cleaning that up. Yeah, how the week has been, how so I try to go every week if I can, and we are back. And yeah, so welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you're new, thank you for being with us. And if you're old subscribers, thank you for hanging on, because I hope you understand this today. In this episode. So let's get right into the episode today. Let's do it. Okay, so we are in October 27th. I haven't done a podcast in a minute. A lot of things have happened in my life. And why I haven't been doing so many podcast episodes, because I had to do a moving situation. And so we are trying to ravel everything right now. But I'm thankful that I'm able to have my followers still here and still watching me from the podcast. And we are going to continue this podcast. Don't you worry, even though we had a big break. So don't worry. Hopefully we will have it each week. That is our wish. So just watch each week. It might be on a different day. I don't know what day it will be. But yeah, so it's really good to be with everybody again. What do we talk about today? So I'll tell you about some personal things that have been going on in my life. And I'm okay with it, right? Some people may not be okay with it, but I had to do what was best for me. And if you do feel negative in your life and somebody is negative, not giving you good energy, you need to understand that they need to give you good energy. And if they don't, you don't have to hang around that or talk to them. It's up to you if you want to see them again. It's up to you if you want to talk to them again. I want people to understand that. Somebody told me this quote that it's easier to be evil than good in this world. And I really do agree with that 100%. But luckily, it's easier for me to be good. I'm just letting you know. But yeah, this world is pretty evil and pretty mean. But like you and I, we can be the better people. We can be the good people out there in this world. In these dark times, in these bad times, these evil times, whatever you call them, that I want people to get the encouragement from me that, yes, we are the good people and we should continue doing the good work we are doing. With the Donald Trump administration, I know that everybody is very worried right now. Some people are, not worried because they voted for Donald Trump. And 70 million people didn't vote for Kamala Harris or Donald Trump, which concerns me, but also it concerns me, but also it concerns me that they voted for so many people for Donald Trump to win the presidency. And by the fact, people think that he's done in office after the 4 years. But somebody brought up the fact that he might want to run in 2028. And so People deny. And I told people I wasn't comfortable with Kamala Harris running. I wasn't comfortable with what the Joe Biden administration, they have accomplished so much in their lives that why would we just take a different candidate and pick her up, pick a different candidate in the middle of the election and pick a different candidate we thought she would win, but she was the closest ever presidential race to this man, or in the century, whatever. And so that was great, but the turmoil of how many people were not together with Joe Biden, it just was very frustrating after that debate. So now we're in Democratic Party, we're, trying to figure out who that nominee is. And people might be up, if it's the 2028 election, it could be Barack Obama, which is great. I love Barack Obama. Yes, let's get him to 2028. But that doesn't mean that Donald Trump wants to still go for a third term, right? Because he already said we could go for 3 terms. So we may have Obama for another 4 years, but then who's going to go after Donald Trump after those 4 years of Obama? Right? And so here we are in this situation. He could win 2028. He could, I don't know what the circumstances. Hopefully it's just 2 terms and Donald Trump's done. But he's on his revenge tour right now. His revenge White House. I cannot explain how crazy things are. And I hope that you keep your positivity that you have, your soul that you have, that you will keep your positivity and spread it around. Even if somebody doesn't like the positivity you give, you can still give it to them. Or you don't need to be around that person. You don't have to worry. You need to take care of yourself. That's what I'm going to say about that. And thank you for the followers. Like I said, thank you for being here. Even though I don't do my reels sometimes, my dancing videos, I posted a lot of time. But you will guarantee that you will get something on my podcast episode. Don't you worry. And so now we are in this position with politics. So yeah, I hope that people keep their love that they have with themselves and the spread of love that they give to other people. Also, I would like to talk about some of the relationships I had. My friend died a few months ago. She was a really kind person, and I really was thankful for that. For that time that I had. She was a beautiful person, beautiful soul. She didn't care what I looked like, what I was doing. Even though there were some days we disagreed on vaccination status. So why did I just stop talking to her? Hold up. Let me get back because somebody's at the door. Oh, they're at the door. They came to the door. Sorry, I'm on my podcast right now. So please be quiet. So my sister just got in the door. So I'm really happy that we're able to have this time together. And I always remember that, to keep the love that I have, keep that happiness from her. Like she said, we need to keep your happiness in this world. And so I hope I can show other people my happiness and my love that I have too. Also, my friend, my deaf friend, I think she was in some of the YouTube videos. And it was great to have the experience I had with her for 17 years, right? My deaf friend. But also, I want to tell you the circumstances with that and why I had to do what I had to do. Because of what she did, she had a fiance and she loved him. And that's what it is. You love, I don't think she really understands. I guess that's everybody has a different perspective of love, and so that's the kind of love she likes. So, you know, I didn't appreciate things he was doing, and I also didn't appreciate things for my friend that she allowed it to happen, even though she would disagree with me that it was happening. And so those are things that there was too much negativity. And if you don't have your vaccination, I really don't want to be by you. I know I could go out into the world and do whatever I would need to do, but there's certain people and my friends. I want to know your issues if you're really my friend, right? I hope everybody agrees. Maybe people don't agree. Maybe you just have a different perspective on different things with your friend, and that's great. I've known her for so long, but it's not like I've known her for all my life, even though it seems like I've known her for most of my life. But really, she wasn't there through high school, middle school, and part of junior high. I only saw her like 3 years in elementary, and then the rest I saw her after high school. So it was different. And, her Catholic family, they didn't believe in certain things with abortion. And I just could not do this anymore that these Catholics can stand here and say things like that. So I wanted to, there was just so much trouble in that time. And so I just had no more time for that ridiculousness. So, I had to just sometimes you can't even tell them you're not going to be your friend because sometimes they're going to respond, right? Sometimes you have to do what Oprah does. It's just be a ghoster. What do you call them? Like you just ghost them and just disappear, block them, whatever. Block them, get them, and don't even talk to them again. So that's what I had to do. And she had a husband. I meant fiance. Ooh, sorry, this is the spray. Sorry. From the Febreze. Um, that was very negative and very controlling, even though she doesn't think like that. So yeah, even I had to take another big step. What else did I have to take? Another big step with my life. I had to actually, I think that's on my mind right now. So I just go into that because I forgot the other thought I was talking about. That the MAGA family that would always tell me things about the shots and how they would affect me because I have disabilities. That's right. I forgot to say hi. My name is Noah James Markham. We're gonna go into the middle right now. Hi, my name is Noah James Markham. Aloha. Thank you for being on the podcast. And I have disabilities. I have hard of hearing, and I have autism on the autistic spectrum, and I might need more assistance with my knees. And that's from getting a sign language interpreter, from getting note takers, etc. And so I hope that I can encourage people more with disabilities like mine and that I can share that I'm a normal human being like everybody else, but I may need these accommodations. So let's get back into the other subject, but that's with the intro. I needed to put a little bit more. So you guys know I'm from Hawaii too. And the other things about me. And then also, so I had the MAGA family that I live with, they would always tell me, oh, you can't take your handicap sticker, you can't do this, you can't take shots, that's why you're this way, da 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 da. And so I just, blocked them. They still try to call me. And then you know, the niece, or I guess you'd call him cousin, but they're not really blood related, just said something. And I think every nurse or doctor or anybody in the medical field should have more compassion for people and understand the things that you guys have to go through, and I don't. understand everything you guys go through. But I will say you guys have a lot to do, and I think maybe we should take a step and breathe and think about the emotions before, or like go talk to somebody about this stuff, because some of these, you know, nurses, whatever, in the medical field can be very rude, or might have more problems than they just be more rude because whatever is going on in your life. And I don't accept that, and I don't like that, because that is not love. So yeah, I had to disconnect myself from that whole MAGA family, even though she was more liberal. And yeah, I just didn't like her vibe. And what she said to me one day, that, oh, you shouldn't say that to a nurse because we're doing so much. I'm like, excuse me? You're taking care of me. Of course, I want to know that I can trust this person, you know? Of course, right? Wouldn't you think that should be the issue, right? So yeah, I just stopped talking to them. So yeah, we're gonna figure out a new group, and my group's gonna change a little bit. So it's all right, you know. I love it. We'll see. And it's okay. It's good to have a change. I like a change, right? Also, I want to say, you know, when I go to the doctors, this is another concern, because in Hawaii, they're more lenient with the vaccines, and the doctors are more lenient, and maybe I don't know about their status so much, but they're more on top of the vaccinations, right? And here it's different, a little more. The HIPAA law, you're not supposed to ask your doctor or your nurse if they're vaccinated or not. But I feel the opposite about it, because you are taking care of me, and I want to trust you that you take your shots, and I don't need to be around somebody that's sick, or any disease that's sick, and then it comes and causes to me. So that's kind of my stance on that. But maybe some people other have different stances and religious beliefs, because they think that they're going to be good because God will heal you and blah, 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 blah. And so I think that's another subject, Christian nationalists on that. And yeah, so I want people to know that we need to stay safe out there. It's October 27th, 2025, and we are almost to Halloween, and I can't believe it. But I'm so happy that I was able to come on to this podcast today and talk to you a little more today, and what my update is, and continue the fight, continue the love, you guys, and we will see each other next week, next month. We'll see. Well, it would be next month, right? Already. So, yes, next month for sure. So keep an eye out. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for listening to my podcast. Thank you for staying engaged. Stay engaged, stay powered, spread the love. And I'll see you on the next one. Love y'all. Bye. Bye-bye.